And we are back. Yes, friends, we are back here in Waterdeep, the City of Splendors, where we have now seen quite a bit of its wonder and quite a bit of the horror that lurks beneath. Man, I'm poetic today. So let's talk a little bit about what goes down from here. Now, last we left off before the break, we had a couple of goblins that were going to go and enlist or infiltrate the Xanathar's guild. Excellent idea, but to do so, you have to make your way down into the southern ward and make a deal with a hobgoblin named Horker. Yes, I've been playing Skyrim lately, so the hobgoblin is named Horker, and he is kind of a go-to person to every now and then press gang some goblins into the Xanathar's service. It's not his primary function, but every now and then the Xanathar asks, and you do what the Xanathar asks if you want to continue to exist. So he has been kind of a source of goblin labor for the Xanathar for a little while, and you know that dealing with him is probably your best way in.
Yeah.
So knowing this, Echo would not wear his silk dress, not wear his fine, jewelry and shit to go see this guy.
You can't see me, but I am making a shocked face.
Like, talking to Kreetha, I was like, okay, so we need to look like goblins who need work, right?
Yes. Okay, so I must mention, he is not good. He's not a good person.
Well, yeah, no, he's supplying goblin labor to a dude who, sometimes vaporizes goblins. Doesn't sound like a great guy.
All right. So I figured we go already dress up as, and make it so that the question is you will not be the servant. I will.
Well, I think we just sell ourselves as, goblins looking for work, and he seemed like a dude that actually, he said he had friends, right? That's what he said. He said it really creepily to you, right? But he has friends.
Yes. But what if he wants both of us? I didn't think about that. You are supposed to be in arena.
No. So this first time, you and me go in, we'd serve drinks to whoever's in the fucking audience or whatever, we'd, Skittles, throw it at people, that sort of thing. Both of us go in and do that to see what the whole thing looks like.
Fair. Good idea. You're very smart.
Okay, so Echo basically, takes off his, doesn't wear his finery there, borrows an old, Smith burned half whatever shirt from from Barnabas, and smudges grease and stuff on it, looks the part of a gob. He can't look starving all of a sudden when he's been well fed most of his life.
Do you have a disguise kit?
I do.
Are you proficient with said disguise kit? Oh man, I think this is the first time in the history of Dungeons and Dragons that anyone has ever rolled a disguise kit check. So this is going to be your charisma and your proficiency modifier plus, and give yourself advantage because Psychanthrope was very kind.
So charisma, you said?
Yes, charisma with your proficiency and take advantage.
3. Okay. Just charisma check. All right.
You make a very passable gladiator. You look like something out of Mad Max.
I know, we're trying to look like goblins who need work.
Oh, that's right. You're not going for the gladiator look. You're going for, okay, got it. Yeah, no, it's pretty easy. You
Kreetha would also pick up just some really cheap used clothing,
and it really
from the marketplace.
It really comes down to the way you carry yourself, right? There's a big difference between a goblin who expects to be ordered around and a goblin who is, I don't know, a high-level adventurer or a mid-level adventurer. So, yeah, the disguise works out just fine.
she would have rolled her hair up and then put like a different kind of cap on, so it's harder to tell that she's got like this light blonde hair, smudged a little bit of.
We look like we've fallen on hard times and might be desperate for some work.
You look hungry. I can look very hungry.
We're going goblin mode. So down
and we go
to
around where she ran into him.
Yeah, down into the southern ward of Waterdeep, to the places that are too seedy for the dock ward. Basically, is the idea here. The southern ward is where you want to go if you want to be further away from the water, but also far away from prying eyes. So
before we get there,
yes,
before I pull, like I think about it real quick, and pull Echo back, and I go, he will recognize my voice, my accent. Pretend I talk.
Pretend you don't talk. Gotcha.
In your mind, Kreetha, Durgadin's voice says, "Have courage. We can do this together."
I mentally I pat the, well, actually, he wouldn't be a crossbow. I would have asked him to change form, which I had actually previously thought about before the thing. So I would have been like, can you change to smallest dagger, very dirty, kind of, looks like something that someone has held on to as the only possession.
So yes, but
you put dirt on it.
The problem, in jewels. Well, it's not covered in jewels. No. This is a very functional blade, but the mark of Durgadin is still very prominent. He can become a small dagger, but yes, the mark of Durgadin is still very prominent. And
I apologize to Durgadin and then wrap it in some dirty leather.
Cover it up. And maybe don't talk. Don't talk while we're trying to do this, dagger man.
For those who are new to our story, the weapon that Kreetha has contains the soul of a very powerful and very ancient dwarven smith who hates to fly and really enjoys fighting and sometimes doesn't know when to shut his mouth. Intelligent weapons are absolutely the best.
So we hang around looking exploitable. I don't know.
Kreetha actually
I would be very interested.
Slides into it really easily, in a way that kind of makes you uncomfortable.
Well, Kreetha can just gawp like she did the first time she was there before she realized the danger. I'm really interested to know what it looks like for Echo to look. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Exploitable.
Exploitable, yes.
So Echo's basically running down his checklist of like what he was taught when the circus first brought him to Neverwinter, of what not to do when you're walking the streets of a city. Look like you don't know where you are, be very open in your body language, but also like not assertive, like very like purposely get pushed by the crowd around.
Your coin pouch has a $sign on it.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So first off,
but I try to look more like a city gob than like from the freaking South.
Totally. Within the first, you do your job very, very well, but let's actually make this a thing. Give me a performance check, please, which I know is something that you really enjoy, I think.
Let's see.
So Echo gets a performance check, a 12. Okay, with a 12, I will say that about an hour and a half into your act, you get pickpocketed.
I'm not good at performance.
Give me a perception check, please.
I would not have come like with anything important.
Yeah, no. Like I maybe have like coppers in my purse, in my coin purse.
Hey,
wow.
I got a 20, a nat 20 on my perception.
So, yes. Kreetha.
Yeah, there's 30 copper there for someone to pickpocket.
Kreetha, you get bumped into by a haggard looking human, And he apologizes, and as he attempts to pull away, you get like an alarm sound in your head, and you find that Durgadin is being pulled from the sheath. But with a 20 on your perception check, you are absolutely able to grab the hand, like as it's pulling the dagger out. And that hand attempts to jerk away reflexively. Are you going to hold on to it, or are you going to let it go? Or like, some third option that you get to make up.
Like, just keep a hold of the dagger and let the dude go away?
Yeah, he's trying to pull his hand back. The moment you grab his wrist, he tries to pull they try to pull their hand back.
I tighten my hand until it hurts, raise it up, a little bit, and then thrust it away from me.
Give me a strength check, which I will contest with a straight up d20. Oh, I got an 18 though.
Yeah, no, why do I even roll? My strength is an 8.
Roll well. You could roll well. You have to roll a 19.
Nope. This is how
not only is that a natural 1, but with the -1, it gives us a very rare 0 result.
Yeah.
I am gonna say, so you grab onto his hand, you tighten your grip, but he pulls his arm away with such force that you are flung bodily away from him and into a lamppost. Clang. So you manage to you keep your dagger, but like for a moment there's 2 of everything, and unfortunately,
do I take any damage?
I'm not going to make you take any damage. There will be a status effect if you get into combat in the next minute. But for now, let's just say you're dizzy, you're disoriented, and you aren't able to recall anything about the look of your assailant.
Yeah.
Echo's going to run over to her and like pick her up and like, still doing the act of like being scared, being skittish, like pull her away from the street into the nearest alley.
I had made a cry, but I managed not to actually speak.
Excellent. So
Echo will just be checking in like, hey, you okay? Are both your pupils the same size? Or you...
And as you're administering to
checking
Kreetha,
on Durgadin,
making sure Durgadin's still there, he's fine.
Yeah.
And a shadow is cast over you from the mouth of the alleyway, and a hobgoblin carrying a club, just brandishing it outright, walks up to you. Again, all confidence. Kreetha, this is definitely the same hobgoblin. And he says,
shrink a little bit.
I saw that. What brings you 2 ladies here? Wait, no.
Yes!
Yes, we're going to say that. No, we're going with that. We're going with that.
And Echo...
What brings you 2 ladies here?
Echo will, in the most, like, meek voice that he can, go, we're not trying to cause trouble or anything.
Well, you're not in trouble yet, but you're in my territory, you see, and I haven't gotten my territory toll. Territory. He takes a moment and like turns territory toll. I had it right the first time. Yeah, that's what I need. But you could always work it off if you want.
You got work?
Why is everyone from the South Side Southern accent? I don't understand what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, Echo will ask, you got work? Work that takes us, kind?
Of course. You 2 must be new here.
Echo nods. Yeah, just nodding.
I'm going to go ahead and give you a deception, or actually this is strictly deception, but you get advantage on it because I'm enjoying this scene so far.
Okay. Advantage, deception. Hey.
Not bad for either of you. An 18 and a 20.
Fuck you.
He is absolutely, he gets that same kind of creepy smile that he got on Kreetha. You know, the one, I don't have to describe it. It's worse when it's a hobgoblin because of the big teeth. Yeah, almost like Little Red Riding Hood-esque. And he kind of grins a bit and he says, yeah, I got work for you.
Making sure Kreetha's like, you know, actually not concussed, to helping her to her feet and like, you know, kind of looking at this dude like, lead on.
Hey, Kreetha, give me a Constitution saving throw. I want to see how far this goes.
Just the little frogs hopping around.
Oh man, you cannot walk a straight line.
One of my strongest.
You cannot walk a straight line. Like, you took a lamppost directly to the head. So like, there are a couple of times when you stumble and Echo has to kind of catch at you.
To be honest, is all to the better in this particular instance, because it really helps sell it.
Look, it honestly does.
I'm gonna regret it later. I got a raging headache, but okay.
So he'll go ahead and, how do I want to do this exactly? How long do I want this to go for? He's gonna go ahead and say, now I want you to, he points at an intersection of a couple of streets. I'm gonna pull up the map really quick. He points to the intersection of a couple of streets. This is well off the thoroughfare and sort of near the far eastern edge of the city. And he says, some friends of mine are gonna come up and they're gonna give you some coins, and I want you to give them this package. You think you can do that? Maybe you can help me out.
Yeah, I think we just hand them the package, right?
And he'll hand you the coins, and then you hand the coins to me.
So you'll
Easy?
be right there?
I'll be back here.
Oh, okay.
You're new around here, so the guard won't be looking at you too close. It's us they usually keep their eyes on.
Nod to him, nod to Kreetha, and yeah, take the package, get in position, wait for the whoever it is to come on by. I mean, this actually seems like Echo's thinking in his head, like, wow, this is like the easiest gang to join ever. Like,
start out being a corner boy.
You're from Neverwinter, your standards are high.
Jen,
is wondering why there's two of them.
Jen, what complication happens in this transaction? Obviously, you're a drug dealer or possibly illegitimate magic dealer or something here. You're a corner goblin, yeah. and you're making an exchange. And what I'm gonna let you take this is a complication that happens.
We're gonna fucking drop it, and like the package is gonna split open.
So the person making the trade is a very cliche kind of, you know, swathed in cloaks and like a scarf and a cloak, which doesn't even make any sense, and comes up to you.
Hey, I've rocked that look before.
Fair enough.
Autumn, not that cold.
deftly hands you a pouch of gold, takes the package, but unfortunately, you don't quite. He's very tall, you see. And you have to go up on your tiptoes a little bit to try to reach, and you don't quite get there. It falls, it drops, it opens. Gale, what is it?
So I'm guessing the thing was like wrapped in like butcher paper to begin with, like so it didn't look like much.
We're gonna say that it was wrapped in old issues of the Gazette. Jeff, what do you got?
Bread.
No, it's like it tumbles out, and it's like 3 different jars of a weird like yeast almost, like
Oh
sourdough
man.
starter. Like
Okay, fantastic. Yes. Done and done. This sourdough starter was aged using magic. It is damn near sentient, and it makes this the greatest loaves ever because you can actually like tell it what shape it wants to go into. Yes.
It's part of that baker thing from
and
the first.
allows
of
us
course.
to tie in the Baker hot war that we've had going on as a joke.
Yeah.
Like, Echo's gonna like see it drop in the street, fucking dive for it, do some like monk shit of like
Do your monk shit.
quickly palming it and then like chucking it up to the guy like fucking don't drop it.
That sounds an awful lot like an acrobatics check to me.
All right.
What do you got? Absolutely nailed it. Yeah, no problem.
Like Echo knows how to juggle. Like he's got this skill in particular. Like,
And
right
in
dude's
grabbing it, you are able to wrap it back up again and get it to its intended recipient. Now, when you finish, you get the coins. Do you sneak any of them or anything before you bring them to Horker?
I think Echo's going to have the idea to make the show that he's tempted to do it. Like have him look at the bag, look at his obviously concussed little sister, look at the bag, and then look over like towards where Horker is supposed to be and like give it to him anyway, but like make a big show of like he was tempted.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and say that as a result of this, they're not necessarily going to funnel you directly into the Xanathar Guild. However, as a result of doing this task, it at the very least gives you the right to hang out with this street gang.
Mm-hmm.
And you do notice that several of them have sort of this uniform. They don't wear it here, but you see sort of around the area, there are these uniforms that have a symbol on the chest, right about where this crest is on my t-shirt, that is a circle with 10 little, almost like a starburst or a sun, 10 little lines coming out of the circle.
I would have like touched Echo and like made an exaggerated show of pointing to one of those, pointing to her own chest, like doing this, and then like making a questioning look with her face, like she's and like Echo would have known how to read like her mute sign language.
Like so I just imagine like how are we spotting these goblins? Is Horker like, all right, you can run with us. No, over there's Mikey, that one's Joey, that one's
Basically, yes. You're not super fully trusted at this point. You're just at the lower end of things, right? But for now, you're someone that this gang believes that you can at least do some errands without having to be supervised directly.
Yeah. So yeah, Echo would ask, what's the thing on the tunics and stuff? Is that how you know each other?
No. Some folks get a side gig somewhere else, and I can't really say more than that. You know, literally makes that sound and that gesture. Can't talk about that, but some folks get money elsewhere too.
That you let him work for someone else instead of working for you?
There are some entities, he's like, is that the right word? That it's better not to piss off. He looks at the circle with the like little lines poking out of it. He looks up at you. I'm sorry?
Horker's not wearing one of those symbols,
No.
right? Okay.
No, and in fact, nobody that you see is wearing these things. You see them kind of around, like laid out, but nobody in this area of town actually wears one of these, no.
They're like tagged on a wall every so often, or...
These goblins aren't quite that clean. They're more like draped over various pieces of furniture here and there.
Alright. Well, then I guess we hang around for an appropriate amount of time. Echo's gonna keep, like, checking in on Kreetha to make sure she can still, like, follow his fingers.
At this point... Kreetha, give me another Constitution save.
How did I know that's what you were going
Absolutely.
to
I love giving people chances to either succeed or utterly fail. I love it. Absolutely amazing.
I did not. I'm getting better by 3 points.
So, at some point...
Are you sure I don't take damage?
At this point, yes. So you're still dizzy. You're still like shaking your head to try to clear the cobwebs. Outside, by the way, you hear as Stinky flips over on his back and kind of like twitches a little bit in the sun. And you turn around to look at him, and as you do, you trip over a rock on the ground and just face first, like nose crunching impact on the ground. Go ahead and roll 2d6 for me, and I swear to God, if you roll max damage...
Gonna brain herself on the fucking cobblestone.
Okay, so you take 8 points of damage off of the cobblestone. The good news is that the impact with your face snapped you right back into some semblance of sobriety, as it were.
I don't think that's how it works, but sure.
It works that way here.
This is called brain whiplash. It's not good.
I think
the genre's called fantasy.
Yeah, I think Echo would take this opportunity to be like, I really ought to take my sister home for the night.
We're asking, is she drunk? Is she stupid? What's wrong with her?
At this point, I want to offer.
He's gonna
but
give
I don't know
out of sheer pity.
So at this point, I know my players are very smart, but I want to check in really fast. I'm willing to give you a roll of Arcana on the symbol, unless you've already figured out of character what it is. I don't want to condescend if you've already figured out what the symbol is, but I want to give you the chance to roll if you want to.
Well, seeing as when we had that conversation last session about like what do people know about beholders, like Echo said he saw some graffiti of a beholder, so I think it's just, this is kind of a through line from that. So I think he's figured it out.
Okay, just making sure, didn't want to make assumptions. Yeah, you can pretty clearly link those uniforms to the Xanathar Guild because, I mean, it's pretty clearly a stylized beholder. Right, it's a circle with a bunch of eye stalks radiating out of it. Nelson, welcome. It's been a pretty great session so far.
So as soon as we are clear of hanging out with Horker and his gang, like a few blocks away, Echo's gonna cast Cure Wounds on Kreetha. Just be like, Jesus, are you okay? Are you
alright? Go ahead and roll that healing.
He better take us and, like...
Navy, welcome. Glad you're here as well. We're doing some Dungeons and Dragons. We're healing 7 points of damage. So you feel your nose unbreak. It's a very weird feeling.
Weird sensation, yeah.
It's a very weird feeling.
Like, pull out one of the rags. Just nothing but blood.
Oh, yeah. Just get it all clear. Don't swallow that shit. Hey, but it worked.
It's really uncomfortable when I do that for real and there's actually some blood. I hate winter.
Echo's like, hey, it worked. Like, we got a bit of intel. We've got an in with Horker now. Like,
And you've got access.
Does not recognize either one of us, which is very good.
And you've got access to an outfit that might allow you to hitman your way into the lair.
Yes. Which is
Jeff,
what I'm looking for.
We've been with the goblins for a little bit. What is Calder up to while these two goblins are going and trying to get themselves press ganged into the service of a notorious thief?